Hey guys, Keith Mason here, back at you with another Thrift with me. Today we're gonna hit 5 or 6 thrift stores. Let's get started. So this is Goodwill and Gonzalez. Pick up some basketball cards, mainly basketball cards. There was a couple things that weren't basketball in here, but from what I can see on the outside, it's got a decent amount of top loaders in there, which usually means the cards are better protected and means they have a little bit more value. So that's why I picked them up. I passed on the baseball cards. They were $5 each, and the baseball cards just didn't look like they were worth as much. There weren't as many top loaders in there, and the players that I saw, I didn't really recognize them. Like when I saw the basketball, I saw Anthony Edwards, who's well, he's out of the playoffs now, but he was one of the highlights of the NBA playoffs this year. And back whenever I bought these cards, the playoffs are still going, so that's why I bought it. I come over here as well to the shoes. There's a decent amount of shoes that were out that day. I think they were asking a little too much for my liking, and I wasn't sure of the authenticity of the shoes. So I don't want to pay a lot of money if I'm not sure if they're authentic or not. So that's why I didn't pick up those shoes. And then I'm going to continue to go over here and show y'all some more of the hard goods and stuff like that. All I picked up today was just those cards, I think. I might have picked up one more item, but I don't remember what it was. The first stop for this video is Goodwill. This was the one, I think, in Gonzalez. I happened to see some cards, as y'all saw in the clip. I only picked up one bag of them, though, because usually basketball, to me, is the better sport to pick up. Just it's also easier to identify the players. Baseball has so many minor league players in it that it's really hard to figure out who they are. Most of these basketball cards were Overtime Elite, which is like a G League, like a minor league, basically of basketball, but it's way less players than baseball, so it's kind of easier to identify which players are which and which ones actually make it into the NBA. The only card that sold so far actually was a Star Wars card, some kind of Mandalorian card with Grogu, I think. Sold for like, $15 plus shipping or something like that. Better than nothing. It was like limited. It was out of certain, I don't remember, like out of 125, out of 100, something like that. I don't remember for sure, but it sold. And that made money back. I paid $5 for all of that. So I can sell the rest of those cards at a show that I'm going to coming up in the Milton/Pensacola, Florida area. So if you're in that area, let me know. It's coming up on like June 15th or 16th, I think, is when that show is. So yeah, I'm gonna be selling a lot of those cards, the extra cards at that show, hopefully. And I mean, none of them are really worth too much, so they might not sell, but still, at least I earned money back, and the first item is sold for this video. Let's go to the next clip. Here's the next store. Start out looking at CDs, which I don't usually find too much of when I'm looking for CDs, but I did find this hat, LSU 1993 National Championship hat from the College World Series, so that's a really old hat now. I pick it up, hadn't sold yet, probably have it a little overpriced. Also got these dolls for $5 for the whole bag. I haven't had too much success lately on these. I'll talk about that more in the summary, but I'd still pick them up anyways. The shoes here, which is some thrift store in Gonzalez, I don't remember the name of it exactly, somewhere on the main road in Gonzalez, Louisiana. They've been raising their prices a lot lately to me. They have a warehouse in the back that has cheaper stuff usually, but the stuff up here is generally, to me, overpriced for what the value is. Now, the hats are decently priced. They're usually $1 each, which is good. I like looking at hats. They moved a lot of the toys to the back warehouse as well. They also stopped putting out stuffed animals, which doesn't feel good. It isn't good either. That, to me, looked like carnival glass for a second, but I couldn't tell for sure if it was or not, and for $5, I wasn't willing to take that risk. I didn't see any manufacturer's marks on it. That's why, usually when it comes to glass, if I don't see a identifying mark on it, I'm not going to pick it up because there's no way of knowing if it's going to sell or not. Now, I did pick something up a couple days ago at Samus in Nepal that was a fairy lamp top, but that was only 50 cents, so that's why I picked it up. If it's cheap enough, I will take the risk, but for $5, I wasn't willing to. Now they have shoes here in that little thing, which makes it really hard to look at because you can't really, you can use Google Lens, I guess, but it's hard to identify the pattern without being able to look at the shoe and see the condition. So in this clip, I pick up two items. Either one is sold so far. That LSU hat was kind of cool. It's like the bars pattern where it's split bar. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure exactly. I've sold them in the past. Sold one from Baylor, and I sold a couple others as well. This one said 93 SEC championship on it, so that's when LSU won the baseball championship in 1993, which means it's pretty old, obviously. My math might be correct, but 31 years old, maybe? I think that sounds about right. I'm going to be 37 or 38 this year. That's hard to say. But yeah, that's what I found there. I also found those LOL dolls. Those have never really done too well for me. I keep picking them up when I find bags of them. That was $5 for that bag. I keep picking them up and just never have too much luck with them. Maybe I need to take all my listings down and create one listing together of all the dolls I have. Maybe that would help it sell. But and I'm probably just pricing it too high because I try to do, I don't know what I priced them at, maybe like $20 for 10 dolls. So maybe I just need to do $1 a doll and hope that that gets them sold. But yeah, for now, I'm going to leave them as is, and hopefully someone will come along and buy them. And that's it for that clip. Back at Purple Cow again, looking for stuff, find a bag of toys. Usually, I find a bag of toys and they're, I think it was like $1 or $2. I'll pick it up. Board games here are $2. That's an LSU Opoly, an older one, first edition. So anytime I see a first edition, I'm going to be intrigued about the item, especially when it comes to board games and sports. Now that one it was worth a decent amount, but not as much as I was hoping for. And the condition, as you can see on there, was kind of beat up, the casing was. So that might just be a personal item for myself. For only $2, I'm willing to do that. I'll talk about that more in the summary as well. They always have books here. I don't think I've ever actually looked at the books here. Books just don't appeal to me for some reason. Like at garage sales, I'll scan the books, but at thrift stores, it just seems like someone's already gone through it, is my opinion of that. Now, that's not always the case. If you catch them putting it out right away, then yeah, obviously, you can be the first one. It's good, but I'm going to take y'all over to the hats, I think is where I'm headed, because the hats are right here on this little rack. I've picked decent hats up here before. I picked a really good one up lately. I think it'll be in probably the next Thrift With Me video. Hopefully it'll be sold by then. But yeah, these hats on this day. None of the hats look appealing to me. If anything's there that y'all notice, let me know. So this is back at Purple Cow again, where I pick up 2 items in this trip. Pick up that lot of cars / vehicles, that Hacienda, or however you say that brand, little roller thing. It's probably the best item, I think. Actually, it might not be. I don't know. I pick up 2 items, like I said. One of them is this one. It hasn't been listed yet. LSU Opoly First Edition, so there is no barcode on it. So yeah, based on the comps I was looking at, probably it's from 1988, so a little bit younger than I am, 2 years younger than I am. But I might just keep it for my collection as well, just because it's LSU themed and it's still sealed, which is why it is worth a decent amount. Probably worth around $50, but shipping would cost a lot on that one because it's long. But the Hacienda, however you say that brand, little roller car truck thing, construction vehicle, probably worth around $30 as well. That's why I picked it up. The rest of the stuff in that bag I might just throw in a garage sale. That's what I do with a lot of the stuff like this. I'll just put it in a tote and save it for the garage sale and sell it for like 50 cents to $1 for each item. And if someone wants it, they'll buy it. If not, it'll get donated to, whatever thrift store or whatever. Yeah, so that's it for that clip. Let's go to the next one. So on this day, I find something interesting. I debated picking it up or not. These little antler things, I guess, they're basically to put on the wall. I don't believe they're real antlers. Maybe they are, but I don't think they are. But they basically look like animal skulls with antlers. So I Google Lens these because I had no idea what they were. There was nothing listed on them telling me what they were. So for $2.49 each, I did decide to pick them up. That's my item that I donated from my garage sale. It's still sitting there. It's a very specific item that no one's probably ever going to buy, but hey, they put it out. It's always fun to see which one of your items actually make the cut and make it out on the floor at thrift stores whenever you buy them or whenever you donate the items like that. And those were Ballard Designs based on Google Lens. Ballard Designs antlers is what those were. So that's why I picked them up, because comps showed that they had a chance at selling for decent money. Now the shipping, I'll talk about it in summary, won't be fun, but I'm willing to ship those if I can make some decent money on them. And going back to the toys, they always have the same amount of toys here. I feel like some days you get there and you can find something good, but typically it's always, helmets and random board games and puzzles that no one wants, which is usually what all these are. Some of those have been there forever. There's one Hannah Montana one that's sealed. It's been there for, I don't know, 8 months now probably. And I looked up the first time I ever saw it. I was like, oh, it's sealed. It might be good. It wasn't worth picking up. So that's why I don't pick that up. Going to the books again, like we talked about in the last clip, and the furniture is always in the back as well. I don't think I actually make it to the hats this time. I don't have much time left on this clip. There's 8 seconds left in this clip. So yeah, I'll go to the summary and we'll talk about the items. So in this last one, I pick up some items that will not be fun to ship. These little antlers, Ballard Designs is the brand on these. They're probably worth around $100 when you combine the two together. Based on what I looked at for sold listings, they actually had a decent sell-through rate. Now, they haven't sold yet. I just listed them like a week ago. So yeah, something like that. Didn't have a great sell-through rate, so it might take a little bit longer to sell, but it does eventually sell. I think there was probably like 8 listed and 6 sold or something like that. So, over the 90-day period, if mine are priced correctly. Now, also, I listed the 2 together, which also sometimes hurts them selling, but I'd rather just ship them both together in a box and save on shipping that way, not have to, really wrap them well 2 times. So 1 time to wrap them well and just get it knocked out that way and not have to pay shipping twice on that. So I picked those up. They were pretty cool. They were actually looked like they were intact. They were $2.49 each, and if they sell for $100, I'll definitely take that any day. So that's it for this video. Pretty short, but I'm kind of running out of footage to show. So hopefully I'll be able to get some more footage. I need to go to more garage sales and more thrift stores to get more footage to be able to show y'all. These are all recent items that I picked up. So subscribe if not subscribed. Thanks for watching.